to the Limiting Worlds 20% tournament, the bronze match between Eraxis and benstephens56 or 56, depending on who you ask. I'm Hardeman. I'm going to be with ideas and commentary.
Yo.
And both of these guys, first of all, it's important to compare PVs because that's what we use at two gods who's 10 favored. So Eraxis has a PV of 129.01 and Ben has a PV of 125.12. So the difference is pretty big. But at the same time, Eraxis and Ben both died on their respective semifinals match. And that cost them the race pretty hard. Which shows that this game is very volatile with things that can happen because a single death in this game basically means that you are done for on a race.
Yeah, because in this game you have rented items which you lose upon death, so as rupees are kinda... You don't grab more rupees than you need to. You lost the Antichrist. When you die, you have to refarm rupees and you lose a lot of time.
Isn't going to just end itself.
There are many people that actually know how to back up rupees when they die. So whoever dies has to take that in mind and do a way different route.
The Earth isn't going to just...
Apparently Ben has a map, so shout out to that as well, I guess. But yeah, start of the game, you have to save at this weather vane. It's required to progress, but it's not that big of a deal. Weather vanes are save points and also troll points. Hopefully they are not going to save at any point in the entire run. Maybe before Laurel Castle.
And maybe Ben should save in front of Ice Ruins?
I don't know. There are many things there. He also lost the race there, yeah. I remember that. Just don't mess up too much and then you can win. Maybe.
Yeah, the early game of this 90% run is both uneventful and something crazy happening right at the end, because we sequence break it right at the start, but it seems kind of slow going through the first cutscenes.
Yeah, when you have played this game a lot, you feel like the intro is basically over 10 minutes long. But really the intro stops here at 2:45. Somewhere on that, depending on how fast you mice. And now we can actually start doing stuff. First getting this weather in here, because Kakariko is a pretty important hub for a lot of things, and we want to go here a lot. And then we're gonna go right into Death Mountain, despite not having any items that we can use to actually get there.
Normally you would need the power gloves to get into Death Mountain, but seeing as we can skip them using this upcoming glitch or skip, whatever you call it, it really... That's when the sequence break starts.
Yeah, basically get hit by the crow as you jump down.
Ooh,
Ben
fails it.
And doesn't know how to properly reset it, but whatever. That makes Eraxis be on the lead for a small while, but now he needs to get to this cave without dying and get as many rupees as possible.
That skip is kind of lenient because there are many places you can land on the other side of the rocks that are sufficient. You can land on the rocks and you can just walk on them into the cave, so it's not that hard of a trick.
Both Ben and Eraxis are being really careful with the health here.
Yeah.
They want to not be at full health, but at least not die before getting to
in a normal run. Yeah, in a normal run you could be a lot more risky because it's so early in the run, so if you're unlucky and die, you can just reset.
Talk about unlucky. You need 10 rupees before getting to the weather vane here, and Eraxis just got 9, so he's gonna have to wait for a while. And Ben doesn't get a single broken rupee rock there, so that's very unfortunate.
Now you can see Eraxis going up to the what I like to call backup rupee space. He basically just gives one.
He gets pretty lucky here. That's
he can, when he has the chance, he can just grab more than he needs, because that means he can skip later rupees and save some of the time used there.
And then, since they got the weather vane, they can just death warp. And getting to Death Mountain and watching the cutscene of the volcano exploding basically tells the game that you're ready to beat Tower of Hera, except it isn't really true. But the game assumes that now you need every single item to be rentable, so that unlocks the entire shop. Pretty cool. Pretty sure that the touchscreen is on the layout, right?
Yeah, there's a bit of an issue with the cover. Nori's on it. She's got it. It's just.
Oh yeah, Eraxis
Yeah.
curving.
Yeah.
Is fine. Don't mind that. Usually the lowest screen is just equips and a permanent rupee counter.
Now you have splits instead. That's nice. Yeah, I'm sure Nori's on the case, so it will probably be fixed.
Right, so they both got the fire rod first. The way the first rent in the game works is that you're supposed to only be able to get the bow, and if you get to the shop and you don't have enough rupees for the bow, the game just gives you the bow for free. We can exploit this by selecting any item on this particular instance and just getting a free item for that.
Yeah,
Since
and of course,
the fire rod is 100 rupees, you save a lot of money.
Yeah. There are the old route, or I guess it's not really old, you can still use it. There's not that much time difference between them, is getting the hammer.
Technically getting the hammer after Sanctuary.
Yeah.
Getting the Tornado Rod first.
Yeah, Tornado Rod first. But that means you can use the hammer, or you can buy the hammer before Eastern Palace and use it to gain an easy 100 rupees. But that also means one extra equip. And you're slightly more reliant on rupee RNG.
So next thing on the sequence is going to Sanctuary here. First to unlock the sword by talking to Dampe, the real MVP of the game. And then they're gonna get the lamp, which is technically not necessary to beat the game.
Oh well, it is really important because it unlocks your items.
It's the only real use that the lamp has, except we use it for other places, but getting the lamp is gonna unlock the first item slot, so they can actually equip items and use them. And they have to finish this to unlock some extra story cutscenes.
Yeah.
There's 50 rupees around here.
Yeah. There's
So
very
really
basic movement and just progressing through the game normally for a while. Making sure to grab all the rupees they need. And Eraxis already having 50, but he's choosing to grab some more so we can...
Ooh! It's only 10 extra rupees, but it's a big deal.
Because if you're really lucky with rupees, you can skip some of the backup rupees, or I shouldn't even call them backup rupees because they're really integral to the route if you're not lucky with RNG.
I think the meta has evolved to a point that most people will get every single rupee.
Yeah.
Since you're gonna need extra drops either way later on. So it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. On this route, normally you would need like 20 to 30 rupees.
Depending on what rupees you get on fixed places, it's about 30 to 50.
Yeah, you need 50 extra that are not included in the route, but there's also an easy 20 accessible by Sora's Domain, which most people take unless they have crazy rupee RNG. There's also a 50 rupee you can get at the end of Eastern Palace, which nullifies the need for rupee RNG. If you get that, then you're set.
But it's slower. Oh, and 2 Ravios. In a shop.
And this of course happens because we trigger Ravio twice. First out of order, which triggers him the first time, and this is when he's actually supposed to appear.
Yep, this question is Ravio appearing properly instead of this other Ravio that we have, that is the shop Ravio, as we call it affectionately. Shop Ravio sells us items. Story Ravio just lets you not get the bow. So it's pretty important
Yeah.
to rent the bow before this.
Yeah, that's also a thing if you die, that because that upper Ravio never disappears. There's no trigger to remove him. He will never remove from in front of the bow, and it's really tricky to rent the bow again if you die.
Yeah, you have to get to Laurel. You can move the story Ravio in some different ways to actually access the bow. But if you haven't, it's either talking to Zelda that changes it, or getting to Laurel that lets you move him a little bit and then get the bow. But the bow is only really useful here.
Yeah, we never go into Link's house again after going to Laurel.
It would be slower to do so since there's extra cutscenes. So first dungeon coming up is Eastern Palace. There's supposed to be a longer quest that you have to do to actually unlock the bow, but since we have it already, we can go. The entire dungeon is in a global cycle, and they both want to get to this ballroom on that cycle.
And Eraxis is going to lose this cycle. He still managed to... Yeah, but he doesn't get the super cycle to go in between the Ben did.
Yep.
I don't know how much time you save on that. Probably not that much.
It's not that big of a deal. As long as you down switch to the big ball, then you are gonna save enough time.
Yeah.
And some easy rupees around here that you don't want to miss.
Yeah, those rupees are included in the route. In order to skip them, you would need crazy rupee RNG.
I mean, you can skip them in Hando, but Hando gets so many rupees in the entire world, so it doesn't really matter. And easy mini-boss here.
And in this mini-boss room, you can be really lucky with rupees. I think the best I've gotten is 2 red rupees.
Oh, hey, we're gonna rate it. Hi, Zotor people. Welcome to Unlimited Walls. You are right in time for the first real skip in the game. Eastern Palace Bosque skip.
Yeah.
We're gonna use the Tornado Rod to use this fella here, these Armos, to push us.
Ben kind of messing up, activating the Armos statue.
Yep.
Oh, but he recovers nicely, so...
Eraxis gets it.
Yeah.
Easy clap. The hard part about this trick, other than getting the timing done because it's kind of hard, is getting these Armos to the platform fast enough.
Oh, and Ben messing up, but he still gets it. That was weird. Yeah, that was weird.
So yeah, this is Fada. We don't care about him. We care about killing Yuga here, which is basically an auto-scholar. Shoutouts to anyone coming from Sutor. I don't know who won, but hopefully it was Marco, because Marco is French and Eraxis is also French, so he can send his energy.
In that EU energy. And I know we might be competing with the Champions League finals right now, but this is clearly more important.
Barcelona is not there, so I don't care. We don't talk about that semi-final. So yeah, the important thing about this particular fight is that even though we skip the stamina meter, so we're not gonna see it in the entire run, it's still there, so they can't just shoot arrows infinitely. There's a point in which you run out of stamina.
Yeah, it makes it really difficult to manage it, because you'll see, especially if they fail some tricks later on in Tower of Hera, and even if they make the tricks, they have to wait around just doing nothing because they need to wait for the stamina to refill. And when you don't have a bar, it's kind of difficult to know, like, do you have enough right now? So it's possible to fail a trick because you thought you had enough stamina to perform it, but then you can't do the second action because the game won't let you.
Right, and skipping this particular dungeon, there's a lot of rupees in the way. 2 100 rupees around here, and then some on the walls and some on the floor. They want to exit this particular dungeon in... Well, they're gonna be pretty decent rupees. 270 is the minimum.
Yeah. Yeah, so Eraxis is... he only needs like 5 more rupees if he decides to go for the swamp one. I think somewhere around that.
Also, shoutouts to not getting any kind of dungeon reward to after clearing Eastern Palace, because you're supposed to get it from Zelda, and then in this cutscene Sahasrara tells you that Zelda gave you the Pendant of Courage, but we didn't really get it, so just take our word on that. We have it.
And now they will go rent the hammer and the bombs. Then they have all the items they need in order to complete Hyrule.
Yep.
The hammer is on a bargain right now. That's why it's the Fire Rod route kind of took off, because you can buy the hammer now instead of before Eastern Palace for a cheaper price, so it's even more of a gain.
Yep, you basically get a discount on the other Hyrule item that you don't get on the first try, because the game assumes that you're gonna want to get it to actually finish the first part of the run, or the game rather. Bombs are not really needed. The dungeon that needs the bombs is Dark Palace in Lorule, but bombs are really useful in general, like in every Zelda dungeon.
Yeah, basically they're used for... They're used in skips like coming up right now, skips in Tower of Hera. Not really used for any skips in House of Gales, but...
yeah, it's used in House of Gales at least once. And then pretty important for another form of damage boosting with the Tornado Rod, that is Bomb Rods. Shoutouts to Irene, best girl and best sage.
Girl, best sage.
Imagine
how long this run would be if we didn't get the bell from Irene.
I can imagine that. That's low percent. 150.
What, you don't get the bell in low percent?
You can skip the bell in low percent. It's a pain, but you can definitely do it.
Well, that just confirms me never running that category.
Yep.
Skipping best sage.
It's not the worst thing on low percent. You can only get one Weather Vane, for example.
Yeah. Beating Yuganon with 3 hearts.
And no bow. We don't go talk about low percent sucks. Anyway, going here in Zora's Domain.
Yeah, we need to activate the thief.
Shady guy.
And he's probably the one that gives us the most important item.
Definitely. Getting here, either getting here or entering Zora's Domain and watching the cutscenes is also a trigger to get the full shop. So we can technically get here instead of going to Death Mountain, but it's way harder. You have to basically grab every single bush until you get a bee, and then damage boost with the bee. Not fun.
Yeah, we'll see Eraxis grabbing 100 rupee here because it's like 17 seconds for 100 rupees, and that's real nice.
Yep, it's right on the way. And we have to go up here either way, because you have to get behind Shady Guy here in order to get the best boots.
Yeah, and you can actually get closer to him than you think jumping down, but it's also really easy to misjudge that distance, so when I play it safe I always just go way out and then stand right behind him when I pop out of the wall, because it's such bad time to lose, because you need to go so far away and go back, and then not a good time.
Also, you need to get merge forced. Basically, you can technically get behind him using a Kuko and just flying to him, but it doesn't work. You have to specifically get out of the wall. And Pegasus boots are obviously super fast for overall movement in general.
Yeah.
But they enable some very, very good escapes.
Yeah. Now the first bomb rod skip of the game coming up. It's the easiest one of them. It's like so lenient.
You should never fail it. Ever.
I won't say because I failed it yesterday or 2 days ago.
I used to fail it a lot. I don't know
Yeah.
why. The pillar here has a very weird collision. Basically,
Yeah.
the way it looks that to be going outside, I don't know how to actually describe it. It's basically slanted against the wall, and that gives it a weird hitbox that we can abuse to get up here
Yeah,
and skip
and
a small
also
cutscene.
the reason we actually do that skip is because on top of the stairs there's like a square hitbox that triggers a cutscene where Oren's eating a fish and all that stuff. So it saves time to just skip it. But you have to be careful because you can also start a cutscene when you go down. So you can actually start it after you've gotten the flippers, and that's just not fun.
And flippers are almost skippable, by the way. You only need them for Swamp Palace.
Yeah.
So
And
it's technically faster to skip them for Master Sword RDA.
Yeah. And now we see that they need 150 rupees in order to buy the hookshot or rent the hookshot and ice rod. So Eraxis only needing 5 and Ben needing 14 rupees.
It shouldn't be a big problem.
Yeah, it's not that much.
Now we can go directly into House of Gales, the second dungeon. Basically, it's a dungeon themed around the tornado rod.
Yeah. There's also a kind of difficult skip here, which puts even more rupees on the route, but I'm sure Eraxis won't go for it. I'm not sure about Ben.
I think.
And Ben gets
Ooh,
just gets a red rupee there. That's nice. So he doesn't have to worry about rupees anymore.
Yep, he doesn't need a single rupee starting now. Okay, here stand the anti-fairies in a specific pattern so you can slash them like that. Because Link's hitbox on the sword in this game is super weird and it works for that.
And he still grabs rupee because he probably
It's
first of all he
super
needed to,
tempting.
yeah, and he also needed to wait for the chest anyways, so there wasn't any time loss, but he didn't really need it. Yeah, you see Eraxis just positioning himself so he can tornado rod up on that box, and yeah, Ben doing that as well. You can merge into it and go for a really difficult skip using the tornado rod, but it's not worth it, not in a race.
Nice one, so. He's gonna throw the bomb there to activate the switch while riding this wind here. Basically merging the cutscenes into saving a little time. And now, hopefully the damage boost to this doesn't get it. Ben gets it.
And a reminder, both of these runs are still monster partsless, so
Don't do that.
That's the most important thing.
And use the tornado rod to grab the key instead of merging around. It's way faster. And we're almost done with this dungeon. There's a lot of dungeon that we skip here.
Yeah, this skip has gone through a lot of iterations.
Now we call it skip, skip, skip. Basically, with the 3 iterations being skipped. So load these particular keys here.
Yeah. Oh,
and damage will stop.
Yeah, and Ben actually pulling ahead right there because he was so much faster in just maneuvering around the keys.
The keys can decide to settle down immediately or not, so that was actually pretty much RNG.
Yeah.
Don't die to the barrier. Great job, Eraxis.
Clap for Eraxis.
He died there on the semifinals match against you, actually.
Against me, yeah.
And
which basically, yeah, that cost him the entire race.
You don't want to die at all in this game after the first death.
Yeah.
Okay, Margomil. Margomil is the pancake boss. He has different floors to his tower, and you have to knock him out, basically.
Yeah, both of them.
I don't know the actual damage value.
Ooh.
We do a 1-1 speed slash.
Yeah, Ben messing up a bit. Getting hit by the blowback, or what should I call it, when using the bomb. And Ooh,
You can really get damaged by Margot Mill directly. He just pushes you around.
yeah.
It's the first real test of stamina usage in the entire run. The strat here is that you use so many bombs that you're gonna run out of stamina after phase 1, and you want to void out once on purpose.
Yeah, because voiding out resets your stamina. And Ben actually... Yeah,
Eraxis is really struggling with this. If you don't get the first easy shots, then it gets really complicated on this boss.
But they're still like 20 seconds apart, I guess. Less, maybe. And that is nothing in this game, because there are some skips that can just lose you a ton of time.
And they're gonna grab the heart container here because it makes the pendant here spawn way faster.
Yeah, it's, I guess, the only heart piece in the game that's faster to grab.
Yep. Come on, Nori. Why did you give me a sub for CSR2? So thank you, I guess. Right, both are gonna go to Death Mountain now, using the Weather Vane from the start. And it's time for Tower of Hera. But first we have to actually climb the dungeon, or the mountain rather.
Yeah, and Eraxis, does he have the rupees in it? He still needs 3, but he probably
get
grab
them
them from
here.
these. Yeah.
For sure, unless he gets super unlucky. There we go.
He got 3. That's the rupee boulder. And there's a quick damage boost here to just run through all the boulders, and then coming up to a slight skip that doesn't really gain that much time, but if you fail it, you lose a lot of time.
Not really. Getting the first try is gonna give you the best possible boulder cycle. So this is not a dash slide, that's what you call it. You just dash into the wall and it works.
And and you slide to break your momentum after effect.
It makes perfect sense for skip because what do you do in this game a lot? Stick to walls. And what do you do with that skip? The same, really.
Stick to walls.
Right. Hera is an interesting dungeon, and by interesting I mean this could probably decide the race on itself.
Yeah. This alongside with the Swamp and Laurel Castle are probably the main deciders.
So the technical details about this dungeon are interesting because some dungeons in this game are designed to exist all at the same time, if that makes any sense. That the floors are gonna be loaded in depending on where Link is on the Y-axis. So we can abuse this to damage boost up and skip some floors, which is done right here. It's a 2-frame trick, so it can be hard. Basically the hardest trick in the entire run, but...
Ben, kill the Moldorms. Kill the Moldorms. What are you doing, Ben? Always
when the
kill
Moldorms are there, you're gonna lose time for sure.
Okay, Eraxis on his first try. And he gets it first try.
Nice.
Poggers in chat, everyone. Ben failing. And you only have 2 tries on this before you run out of stamina. So then you need to wait.
And at the same time, Eraxis needs to wait 15 seconds for stamina in order to go up the tower here.
Ooh, I don't think Ben waited enough.
Nope.
Yeah,
You're right. He's getting the nerves.
He's kind of impatient right now.
This
that's the thing about not having a stamina meter. Yeah.
The problem with this particular skip actually is that if you get it first try, that's great. You don't have to wait for stamina. You don't have to do anything weird.
Yeah.
If you don't
get enough stamina to just he had enough stamina to just go and use it again.
Yeah. So that's basically it. Having to wait for stamina means that second try is already way slower than first try.
Yeah.
It just steals you super fast. Incoming boss key skip. JK, the boss key is right there, so why not grab it?
This has to be the poorest attempt at hiding a boss key in a solo dungeon ever.
And coming up is Molder.
The burger boss.
Not a burger. Shut up.
It is a burger.
It's a worm. A worm with very burger-like features, but it's a worm.
Look at that delicious burger.
It has eyes. Why would you eat that?
What, don't
Anyway,
your
Moldor
burgers
into the
have
past.
eyes in Spain?
No, we don't have that. Moldor Link to the Past is absolutely terrible, but here you can shoot him with an arrow.
Yeah.
And it does double damage compared to the sword, so pretty cool.
So he will die in 3 arrows and 1 sword hit, so of course you save the sword hit, which is the easiest, for last when he's the fastest.
Ooh, Eraxis is gonna be very close to 29 Hera. Unfortunately, it doesn't get it.
Yeah.
Usually getting a sub 30 Hera means that you're on a decent run. It's the first real indication. Ooh, Ben. That was
sick actually.
interesting.
Ben beating out Moldom like it's Sunday walk.
That's a bad comparison. I was expecting some kind of...
I didn't know where I was going with it, so I just had to make it up that way.
No.
No,
Ben actually skipping this. You can fall down here and get back up, and the pendant here is gonna spawn immediately instead of having to wait.
How much time does that save?
Depending on where you end on the arena. According to some people, getting the heart container is actually faster if you're right next to it. But I always skip it. It's not a big deal.
I always grab it for a race, but skip it in PB attempts. Ooh,
Okay.
and Eraxis is actually golding Tower of Hera.
Yep, it was pretty good. That's for sure. Lost Woods is pretty easy. The ghosts move in the same exact way every single time, so you have to only pay attention to one, then two. And the third one is actually impossible. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's RNG, 1/3 chance.
It's super hard to know it, and it's basically the biggest rank killer. It's very hard to get past it. And after,
basically, they're all of them.
Yeah,
all of them when they're just all of them cross in the middle, and it's impossible to pay attention to which one is which. So you just have to go in a direction on the third one.
First phase is basically look at the one that ends up on 3 o'clock. We can call it that and go to where he's going. Second one is look at 12 and 6 and avoid them. And third one is no, just pick a direction. Usually we try to go down since it's the closest one and you don't waste that much time. So if he gets lucky, this will be a pretty good time save. Wow, he gets it.
First try. This could be the final nail in the coffin for Ben if he doesn't get it.
Alright, I believe in Ben. He has a 25% chance of still being this race.
Maybe you should try going up. I feel like when you're behind, you should try going up.
I mean, it's definitely the second fastest, but always go down.
Yeah, you're probably right.
By the way, it's always down.
Yeah, it's always down.
It's always down. It was a good meme, but it's always down. Just hold down and it works. Thanks, Nintendo. Very cool.
I think that actually tripped me up on my first casual playthrough. I couldn't pay attention to where they were and then just failed.
Alright, and now just a small stop in Rabbit's shop to get the 2 items that we need to get.
And also after getting the 2 items, you unlock the ability Quick Equip, which really opens the run up, and the run starts here. Well, actually it starts after Tower of Hera.
It basically changes from a 3 gauntlet to a 3 gauntlet with a lot of multitasking. Since you can change items on the fly. And obviously it's way faster than entering the menu and changing it yourself.
Yeah.
But it also lets you do Quick Equip Cancel. It's a pretty important trick on the current route.
Yeah, I was going to say that this game is the only one that lets you swap items on the fly, but I think I'm wrong. You could probably do that.
Wind Waker HD and
HD,
HD,
yeah.
But they don't have quick wave canceling, so
No. So this game is better.
Definitely better. Basically, if you open the menu for quick equip while on animation for an item, it stops that animation and you can use it again or move very fast. It's very, very good and has a lot of applications. You can technically also do it with the item menu by using an item, then pausing and unequipping it. But it's obviously way faster.
I think that's the only way to grab 2 hearts on your way into Moldorm after using the hammer.
Pretty much, yeah. And it's used all around in low percent, but in high roll it's not that useful to use. There are like 2 places in which it's useful, and they don't save any time. So yeah, Hyrule Castle. Weird things are happening because we are still supposed to go and see Zelda here to progress the story and get to Eastern Palace, but we already completed Eastern Palace. So now we're going to Hyrule Castle as infected by Yuga's shoulders. And that means that the 2 layers of the castle are coexisting at the same time. The biggest effect really is that Zelda doesn't exist. So this cutscene is gonna be very weird. But also faster because the cutscene here would normally be very long and have a lot of camera pans to Zelda and some extra cutscenes in between. But since Zelda doesn't exist, you can just go to the
Zelda's here. She's here, she's just in her armor.
Oh, right. I forgot. There she is.
But yeah, that cutscene is actually crucial because it unlocks another cutscene further up in the castle.
Yep.
Or it triggers.
You can really get at the castle and to Yuga too and to Laurel if you don't actually watch that cutscene. Watch is a pretty big overstatement. You just exist in the cutscene for a little while.
Ooh, Eraxis kind of messing a bit up on this.
That's super weird. I don't know what he was trying to do. Right, first instance of quick equip cancelling here. Ice Rod is broken, and you can hit the soldier using it. And using quick equip cancel, you can hit him 4 times super fast. Messed up a little, but it's okay.
Then there's also a small little tornado rod boost right here, or an armor boost, whatever you want to call it. It's much easier than the one in Eastern Palace. Don't know why.
Absolutely free. It's also one of the first tricks discovered in the game. It keeps having to kill every single armor there to open the door. Also, hi Zelda.
Hello.
Enjoy this moment with Zelda because she's not gonna be here until the end of the run. This is literally the only moment we see her. And bye, Zelda.
No, we're going to see her one more time, and that's in Ben's run.
Hi, Zelda again.
Hello. But as we discussed earlier, Irene is the best girl, so it doesn't really matter.
Zelda isn't even a sage. I mean, Zelda... I was gonna say that Zelda doesn't really have any powers in this game, but she can make a ball of light out of nothing, so I guess that's a power.
Oh, and yeah, Eraxis is going for the risky diagonal dash, which, I don't know, 50-50 collides with the corners. It's really weird.
It's basically RNG or sub-pixels or something. You can just go straight and not bonk, but if you go diagonal, you can get to the stairs right away, so it's technically faster. But it's not faster if you bonk. Like that.
Yeah. And this upcoming boss fight is kind of interesting, because there is a cycle skip, or a quick cycle, I guess you can call it, which can be performed. I guess it can be performed no matter how lucky you are, but it can be really easy or kind of hard. You need to position yourself correct if you're unlucky, I should say.
You can also get very unlucky on how the clones move on the wall.
Yeah,
you guys
sometimes
gonna
it pops up.
you guys gonna split in 3. The real one is pretty easy to tell.
Yeah, that was like a normal cycle, and he can swap if he crosses it with himself. He can swap with the one he crosses with.
All right, let's see if Eraxis gets it.
Yeah.
First hit is gonna be normal slashes, and then
he's pretty lucky.
Easy. Doesn't cross with anything, so double spin slash, and that's it.
And for Ben, let's see.
They're both gonna enter Laurel at actually Ben is probably gonna get a 41, but actually gonna have a pretty high 40.
Yeah.
Which is a decent time, or no. And yeah, Ben also gets that. It's not a hard skip.
Eraxis is actually on PB pace.
Yeah, because apparently his hero was pretty bad on PB.
Yeah.
And that's... I don't know if the timer on the stream is actually accurate, but I saw 40-54, I think, on his splits entering level. I should probably...
Okay, he splits differently than I do on that split.
most people do it on the cutscene after that.
Yeah.
Alright, I see the timer on stream, or at least the one I have here, still be about 20 minutes ahead of the footage, which is not a big deal, but Ben entered Laurel at about 41:20 something.
Yeah.
So that's about 30 seconds of difference, which can be easily changed now in Swamp Palace.
Yeah. As you said, the next dungeon coming up is Swamp Palace, and it was kind of a vanilla dungeon with like one trick in it, and then Ice Rod clipping was discovered, and now basically skipped the entire dungeon.
Yep. Laurel, it's important to talk about Laurel dungeons because technically you can do every single dungeon in any order, with one exception, that being you have to do Thief's Hideout before Desert Palace to unlock the Sun Rod. Except we don't really need to do that, but we'll get to that. There's, however, some kind of ideal order, except you can mostly build your route after this. So the first ideal dungeon is always Swamp Palace.
Oh, I was totally confused right there because I saw them being at the Betweeen at exactly the same time, and I was like, when did Ben catch up? But he was there on different Betweens.
You have to get both Betweens here. That's for fast travel. Right, so you technically have to go get a big bomb here, which costs 200 rupees, but you can skip it just by doing this.
Yeah, and Eraxis getting in. It's really fast. It's not really that hard, you just have to be specific on really holding left and not left and up.
And now it's time for the real trick. They are both gonna go right side probably.
Yeah.
So there are basically two different routes in the dungeon, except I think I'm the only one that does the other one, left side.
And Eraxis being really unlucky.
That guy used to be our nightmare in old Swamp Palace because he can destroy you a lot, even when you're trying to get out of the water.
Yeah, Ben also getting kind of trolled by the... Oh, but he gets his first try.
Oh,
and this is interesting. Ooh, Eraxis kind of being close to that enemy right there, and he's not that high on health.
He needs to skip Argos now. So he's gonna... Oh, nice, first try.
Yeah.
He's gonna go to bounce here again. Swim around the loading zone for the stairs here. Important. You don't want to go down there. And turn your rod up. And now he's gonna hold left fall down and get on a very specific position and swim down.
It's really important that you fall down into the water before you start swimming up, or else you will clip into that room, and that's not a good time.
And that looks nice. Okay, now he needs to be very careful to clip onto the stairs.
I think he's got it. He's got it.
He got it. Nice.
He got it. Nice. And Ben also looking like he will get it. Oh, this is
way faster.
Close.
Really Ben is gonna be very ahead, or way more close if I say so myself.
Yeah, he gained a lot of time right there.
So let's keep Sargos and basically the entirety of the dungeon. You can actually get into the arena with Argos and fight him as normal without doing these clips. It's about 40 to 50 seconds slower. Also, they have to skip the hard container in this case.
Yeah.
So Eraxis is super
low. He needs to... Okay, yeah, he's trying to... He gets a heart there. He has time for it, so... Well, he doesn't really, because Ben is right behind him, but he's still ahead, so...
yeah, they're both gonna go to Desert Palace, which is right here.
Yeah, and as you said, normally you would need a sand rod for this.
Normally you would need to see sand, in general.
Yeah.
In Desert Palace. Normally you would need to enter Desert Palace. Normally you would need to enter the desert to enter Desert Palace. Yeah. But the boss is in Laurel in this Missing Maya part. So how about we clip into it? No single grain of sand is gonna be in this run, except right after this.
And on this clip, they want to clip into the wall so they can use the tornado rod to boost up. This was the crucial part discovered with ice rod clipping for this skip. There was another way of going to this position, but it was... He's not far enough up. Oh, he was!
Yeah, that's very lenient. That fire rod boost.
Yeah.
Ooh, Ben's starting here. And now for the real use of the boots here, skipping Zakanaga. Basically the only reason that skipping Zenrod is way faster.
Ben, what are you doing? You need to be higher up.
Ben, stop. If he loses the race to this, alright, that's alright. Half heart is enough. Yeah, he can get a free health free here.
Yeah, there's no danger of losing health right here, but if he misses it, he would... Yeah, but he didn't.
And both have saved Irene now.
Yeah. Ben losing a bit more time right here, so...
Yep. Ash is gonna be a little more ahead now. And now is the time to build your own route. You have basically three choices. You can go to Ice Ruins, which both of them are gonna do. You can go to Skull Woods, which is what I usually do first, because I hate it. Or you can go to Dark Palace, and from Dark Palace you can do Turtle Rock as a combo. Eraxis does Ice Ruins, Skull Woods, and then Dark Palace plus Turtle Rock, which is I would say the standard route. Most people do that. And Ben is gonna do something a little different, Ice Ruins, then Dark, and finish with Skull Woods.
Yeah.
The only
likes having more HP on Skull Woods.
Yep. Basically, the only real difference of the routes are how you want to route your health. Because some of the bosses are not gonna have an easy hard container to get. So you want to use them as your health refills and get some health refills on the way in specific places like this particular cave. This auto scholar doesn't get the sock hard. Unfortunate.
Ben's been struggling with the fire rod boosts today, so...
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
This is not that hard of a trick, but it's actually more of a time save than it seems.
And also, reminder, none of these have gotten a monster part yet. Really important.
Oh, right. Monster parts are now very much available in Laurel. And they lose you, I would say about
don't do it, Ben. Don't do it. Don't do it.
It's not that hard. Just count to 3 and then use it. Ben is gonna use a pretty neat trick here. I thought that was killing most of
Don't
us.
do it. Oh, he didn't
Okay,
do
so
it.
instead of merging,
Oh no, he did.
he's gonna use this. Since merging stops the world for 15 frames, and merging also does that, so that's 30 frames or half a second
Half a
that you are
second.
saving.
Okay. God Gamer coming through.
But it's not that big of a deal. It's a super easy skip.
Yeah, it's
Way
not
easier
that
than.
it's-
The problem is that if you fail it, then you
Yeah.
have to.
You lose a lot of time, and it's a lot of risk to take for just.
We can see some fun by Ben. This is the only real auto scroller in Laurel. You just have to find your own way to pass the time.
And now, will they save before Ice Ruins?
No,
Probably not.
who would do that? Ice Ruins is a 40-second dungeon if everything goes right.
Yeah.
So let's see if it goes right.
You can have a crazy fast cycle here.
He's gonna abuse the elevator here to clip.
He
Hopefully.
doesn't get it super fast cycle, but he can get the fast cycle.
No,
He didn't get the fast cycle.
it's not even a cycle.
Okay, what should you call it?
I don't know. This thing is basically broken. This elevator
That's
on
annoying.
transitions, so you can get on the wall and then dash up. And from there we can drop right into the boss arena. Don't get hit.
Eraxis
Okay.
struggling a bit. Yeah, if you get hit there, you freeze and you lose a lot of time.
It also takes a lot of hearts.
Yeah.
This dungeon is super long in glitchless and casual, and basically anything that can't skip it.
Eraxis being really fast when you
Yep.
first get the clip out.
Guess it.
And
Ben, that.
oh,
Oh, guess it.
if you land on the lower half of this platform, you will spawn the boss, and that's a very big time loss.
It's also.
Eraxis gets the heart piece.
Yeah, he's gonna get it. Why not? Ben
Yeah,
as well.
both of them gets it.
The boss here is Darkstair. The trigger for it is just the low half of the arena because it's supposed to be where you fall down. So thanks Nintendo for not extending it to all the arena. His hitbox is still in the center, so you can hit him and he dies. So that's cool. And there's Rosso. What a character. Hope you enjoyed him. He's supposed to be the guy that gives you the power gloves, but we don't get the power gloves ever.
So we've never seen him before. We don't know who that man is. Please take him away from this child.
I mean, he's away. He's on the Chamber of Secrets, which you can't really access.
Yeah, but okay.
Okay,
So
different.
yeah, here Ben will go into Dark Palace and Eraxis will go into Skullwoods. Dark Palace is definitely the easiest dungeon of the two. Very straightforward. Skip right at the start in order to skip Dark Maze. Skullwoods is also kind of straightforward, but it's also kind of difficult to
It's bad.
not get hit. Yeah.
It's basically, if you're gonna save them there, it's RNG.
Yeah.
While Dark is basically just don't mess up, and
Yeah.
then you can get to the boss and lose time to RNG.
Yeah, this Snapdragon at the start, which you need for the boost, can troll you a bit. It can not be cooperative, but usually
Oh, that's pretty good.
that's very good.
Having sword beams is pretty good because you can push him and not kill him. So that's a pretty fast setup.
Really fast setup.
Oh right, I forgot to do my usual school. What the frick is? Because this dungeon.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult to see who's in the lead right here. Eraxis did lead at the start. Both of them has had an okay dungeon to now. Ben probably has been the most clutch. If you look at the Snapdragon skip or the Dark Maze skip.
If I have to guess, Eraxis is a little ahead right now.
Yeah. Eraxis has-
based on how or when they enter the portals.
Yeah.
But we don't really know if they are going to be ahead or not until
Yeah.
pretty much this side out.
Yeah, Eraxis has had nice movement so far in this dungeon, so No time off
Movement
there.
doesn't matter at all. The only thing that matters in this dungeon is not failing the tricks at the end and party room.
Yeah.
While Ben is he's just gonna go through Dark Palace. It's
And synchronized key get, at least
back.
on my screen.
Not really on my screen, but maybe on stream.
Yeah, hopefully on stream.
So, as I was saying, he's gonna go upstairs, break some windows open, and that's basically the dungeon. Meanwhile, Eraxis is gonna go to the party room.
Party room. We call it the party room because it's a party down here, and we want to get out.
You want to go fast enough to not have to wait for the thing.
And
the hand.
nice, Eraxis is getting a fast party room.
Yep. The staff was there decided to fall down for some reason, but that was interesting. That's pretty much the fastest that you can get, not waiting for any enemy. So assuming he doesn't fail level dupe, he's still pretty much ahead.
Yeah, Ben going into the cellar of Dark Palace. There's not really any more skips. Or well, you do skip the...
Ooh.
Oh no! Eraxis getting his first monster part.
That's 15-second time loss, which may put Ben on the lead now.
Yeah, they were really that close. Yeah, I said there was not one more skip because I really didn't think about it, but this Ice Rod skip right here, doesn't that skip a mini boss?
It skips a mini boss and it keeps getting an extra key and going around. Jeff says it's intended. I wouldn't call it that. But the Ice Rod is used in the purpose of hitting things that are way above your head, so I guess it's technically intended.
Yeah.
We're starting a little with the Gyptos here.
Yeah.
And there's another monster part, so not... Okay, didn't get it.
Okay, now the main trick of Skullwoods is coming up. It's called eyeball duping. And how it works is that when you pick up an eyeball, the position on the ground is still saved, so you can pick it up again after you've thrown it. And that means you can pick it up after throwing it and activating the eye, so you can use it again. However, this deactivates the eye as an item, so if you miss...
That was a little risky.
Yeah,
and
if you miss that throw, it will land on the floor and you will not be able to pick it up again, so you need to go grab the other eye. Which is like 2-minute time loss.
Ben is doing Jamasaur. Basically, you want to break the mask as fast as possible, so you set up 3 bombs at the start and then hitting with no one. And then after 3 hits, he enrages and he can be a very bad boy. So hopefully he will not.
Yeah, and now this boss fight Eraxis is coming up to is really difficult, so he'll need to focus.
It's technically the longest single boss, not counting Yuganon. But you can just do that.
Yeah, you can just do that.
Ooh, Jamasaur getting enraged again for Ben and the last hit. So that was unfortunate.
Yeah, they're still pretty much synced up, like according to how many dungeons they've completed. But Dark Palace is this slightly longer than Skullwoods?
Somewhat longer, yeah, a minute or something like that, depending on what orange you get on the boss.
Yeah. So it's still really close. Eraxis is going back into PB pace. So he's actually on a really good run. Yeah,
he could definitely PB here if he doesn't mess up on the last dungeons, which are gonna be starting with dark.
Yeah, while Irene is the best Sage, Gully is definitely the best 7 Sage.
Shoutouts to the 7 Sages.
Yeah. Yeah, and now we'll see Eraxis doing what Ben just did, and Ben will continue down the path to Turtle Rock. Reason that they do Turtle Rock right after Dark Palace is it's faster to just go straight there because there's a skip coming up. That's why these 2 dungeons are always chained together.
Yep. The only thing separating you from the Turtle Rock area, which is basically Lake Halia on Hyrule, is this measly railing that we can get into, so
Yeah.
you can just hold down. It's not that big of a time loss to just go to the normal portal.
No, it's really not. It's like 5 seconds.
And you have to rescue a lot of turtles here, which is a really long quest, but
Eraxis being trolled by the Snapdragon a bit.
pretty much, yeah. You can do something
Yeah, okay.
cool called animation storage. You go into that pier and hold B, and then when you swim back, basically you store the animation until you hit something. So you can touch the island where the dungeon is and just turn it right up.
Yeah. You will lose the storage if you either get hit or fast swim or do something that changes Link's animation, basically.
And now Turtle Rock is a pretty fast dungeon in this particular route. Oh, don't get hit so much.
Yeah.
Ben has one try at the boss skip.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be interesting to see. There was another iteration of this boss skip, which was frame perfect and the worst possible trick in the entire run. But now it's very nice. Thanks to our boy here, Young Wizzy. We're gonna use his shot to propel us into the entrance to the boss. Basically skipping the entirety of the loaf. Gets it, nice.
Oh no, and he also gets a monster part, so they're back at it. It's even. It's just to let you know, it's really rare to have a run not having any monster parts, because there are so many places where you can get it. It's especially at the very last dungeon, so
yep.
We're just memeing around.
Laurel Castle has the single room with the most draw rate. Probably not, for it's just our perspective of it, but you always get a monster part in that particular room.
And this boss, Grinex, that Ben is doing, this phase is really easy. He can't troll you by not swimming to the openings, but usually, usually this goes okay. It's in the second phase that he can really decide to troll you, because he can do basically 3 moves. He can bite at you, he can tuck his head in and do an explosion thing, and he can start to spin. If he starts to spin, you basically have no choice just to either wait it out or run into him to stop it. That does take up quite a bit of health, so if he decides to do it a lot, you basically have no choice but to just run away from him, and that will lose you a lot of time. Ben's been okay with the...
Yeah, this is a pretty okay Grinex, but Eraxis got a monster tail, so now he has 2 monster parts.
Only one to go. The monster horn.
Can we get it? Can we hit it before the end of the race? Probably. Alright, then Ben is gonna get his 5th stage, Impa. Probably gonna get the Container, yeah. I usually skip it, but it depends on where you end.
Impa's probably the most powerful sage, because, as you know, she has the power to not be text skippable.
Yeah, she has a lot of text. She's technically supposed to be the last sage, at least from what I understand. Except there's no real order, so whatever. And Ben may look like he's gonna be ahead here, but he still needs to do Skullwoods, which is about 6 minutes.
I would also guess that Ben is slightly in the lead right now.
So Skullwoods is 6 minutes. What is remaining from this particular dungeon for Eraxis? That's going to... I would say that he's actually not ahead.
It's really close, at least.
Yeah, we wouldn't really know until both finish these last 2 dungeons.
Yeah,
not
there's been
Dark Palace, but the other one.
Yeah, no major mistakes from either player right here. So.
All right, please be a. Oh God.
He decided to be a.
As long as he doesn't enrage. Okay, so that was faster than Ben's. Never mind. Not a good boy. but he stands still at the end.
Yeah, and Skullwoods is definitely a longer dungeon than Turtle Rock, but Eraxis still has to get to Turtle Rock and go through the Sage cutscene. So this is... I don't know who's in front.
So we will know who's ahead when they finish. Ben finishes this dungeon, Skullwoods, and Eraxis finishes Turtle Rock, and they both warp to the blacksmith weathervane to do Thief's Hideout.
Yeah, I would say that Eraxis has the most technically difficult parts. Skullwoods is not really that trick heavy. There's only the eyeball dupe, and that's not really hard, just really punishing if you fail it. So depending on how Eraxis performs these skips, I think we'll decide who's in the lead.
Pretty much, yeah. But we still have the other Juggernaut of the year, which is Trial Skip, so we'll see how it goes.
Oh, and he got the Monster Horn.
Yes.
3 for 3.
He had a lot of enemies on the way, so
yeah,
had to lead the way. You can technically just ignore them, but it's really not worth it. Let's see if he gets this particular skip first try, while Ben is gonna enter the party room.
Yeah. Oh, that was kind of close that we were just being yeeted out of the dungeon, so...
Wouldn't have been a big deal in this case, since he already solved the room in a way.
I'm not sure Eraxis got the storage.
He did.
Okay, he did.
It's free.
Yeah.
Don't mind that. Now he needs to get the boss key escape first try.
Oh, it doesn't look good for the party room for...
Yeah, this is a pretty rough party room.
Oh, he gets it. What a god gamer.
Had to wait for a little bit because he got hit, but still gets it.
Yeah.
So not quite as fast as Eraxis, but pretty good either way.
While Eraxis is definitely faster than Ben was in this room, so... I would say that Eraxis is in the lead. Oh no, wait, because Eraxis has a boss fight and Ben doesn't.
Ben has another Scholar of Alantion.
Yeah.
Ooh, Eraxis. I don't know what happened there, but he moved the seesaw before actually freezing it, so that's rough.
Yeah.
He's gonna be really low on stamina, I think.
Yeah. I think
that's okay.
Okay, he takes his time right there. Yeah, he got it.
Alright.
Let's go.
So he's gonna lose a little bit of time here, but not a big deal. Right, so depending on how Greenness goes.
Yeah.
This may be in favor of Eraxis.
Kinda struggling a bit with the Gyptos right there.
He's gonna get a lot of health here, I think.
Yeah, because you do not get a hearth piece.
Yeah. You're forced to get to skip the heart piece, rather heart container, not heart piece.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a pretty good first phase for Greenness.
Yeah.
Not having to wait a single second.
Oh, the hair was... Oh, it was nice. It was real nice. And Ben getting the eyeball dupe, so no major time lost there. It didn't kill the race. This is actually really close.
I think Ben has the edge right now.
Yeah, I also think Ben has the edge.
It's about 40 seconds to do the painting from here.
Yeah.
And Greenness can take a while, especially with getting hit there.
Yeah, Eraxis being a bit safe.
Eraxis has to skip the heart container if he wants to be extra safe, in my opinion. Or extra in the lead.
He does have a lot of health, so if Greenness doesn't decide to...
Oh, that's a pretty bad position for Greenness, and he's gonna explode again, so that's gonna take him out of the lead, for sure. Oh no, that's a terrible Greenness now.
That's the 3. It was the 3, but he still got him. Okay, so Ben is definitely in the lead right now, but it's not that much, like 10-20 seconds.
I have no idea. I'm gonna
Eraxis, come on, Eraxis, skip the heart container.
Alright, let me just...
Okay.
Blacksmith,
He did
skips
it. He skips it. The madman. Okay.
Good
At
call.
9:23, he.
I'm gonna... It's still gonna take a little bit of time to actually know who's in the lead because there's this. So let me note down the actual times when they happen.
And 9:40.
At least according to the timer screen.
Yeah, that's right.
Eraxis, that's a 1:10:11, and Eraxis is gonna have a 1:10:20 something.
Yeah. So about 20 seconds.
$30 actually. So that's a 19-second difference. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely doable. Still super close. If Jeff was here, I would tell him to go and tweet this out like the other semifinal. But he's not here apparently, so whoops. Bad community manager.
But anyways, this dungeon, usually if it goes okay, there's not that much time. There's one room where you usually gain time, and that's the mini boss room.
Ooh, Ben
There's
is
not
gonna
that
be
much.
safe. I don't like this. He's
No,
gonna
I
have to
don't like
merge
this.
out.
Not optimal.
I mean, you don't want to have full health in this particular dungeon, at least for the mid boss. Sovereigns are gonna mess it up more than they help. So in reality, since he already has not full health, he technically did the correct thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Actually, getting hit stops your animation, so in some cases, it's actually faster to get hit by the arrows there. Alright, now that the room is solved, we
And
have to do.
Ben's getting that Armos first. Oh wait, they're not Armos.
That's a weird thing to do, but
Yeah, because then you can't. You need to switch places on this one, or just do the fancy bomb strats.
probably not fancy bomb stats. So yeah, put this statue here, raise the bars, and then you see a skip that should have been got by testers for reasons.
Yeah, and also, it might not look like it, but it's really important that Ben keeps holding up after clipping through there, because if he enters the top room at the same time that the screen sort of does its zoom in, so I think then you will fall down to the next or to the basement.
You actually void out depending on your timing. Mid boss.
Ben,
oh no! Don't die! Don't die! Don't die!
Oh, this is not
This
good.
is terrible, Ben. No,
Okay,
no.
just be safe, Ben. Just be safe, Ben. Be safe.
Oh god. Shades of 2016.
Okay.
Dying to this mid boss.
Yeah.
When this was the first dungeon in the run.
Eraxis is getting a very nice pattern, but it's still. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's a 2 cycle.
He's gonna save quite a lot of time here.
Yeah, so it's even closer now.
So yeah, when we used to do this dungeon as the first one in Laurel, you had 6 hearts in this particular room, and it was super easy to die. But now in 2019 we don't, and you should never die to that. Of course, our first seed and favorite died.
Can be troll bite really hard.
I think it's not that big of a deal because you don't need any item really to finish this dungeon, and you only really need either bow or bombs to get to skip. And there's a lot of rupees here, so in case that you die and you need extra money, you can just grab it here.
Oh, Eraxis is having kind of fancy pattern. But maybe better because he ended up closer to the door. I'm not sure how that works out time-wise, but both of them had an okay room right there.
So the rest of the dungeon is just gonna be scoring Thief Girl through every single room until we go to the entrance of the dungeon backwards. So
and if you somehow lose Thief Girl, you have to go pick her back up in the cell, and you can lose a lot of time to that.
Hopefully that's not gonna happen. It's one thing that we haven't seen this tournament yet, so
What do you mean?
I hope that we don't get to see it.
I lost Thief Girl.
Oh,
Or more like, no, I in the fan room, if you know what I mean. I
right.
emerged out of the wall, hit a rat, and fell down.
Yeah, that can
The
happen
classic.
as well.
Yeah, you see Ben using a bomb there in order to get up on that.
Ooh, nice setup.
That was
Giving
really
a
fast.
small cutscene there. If you go far down, there are some enemies that spawn, but you can maneuver around that trigger. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
And
The
now
trick is
can
Can
Ben
you do
get the
guard
benstephens
trick?
drop?
No.
No.
There's a 1-frame trick there which saves 1 second that you fall down during the cutscene.
I think it says more than 1 second, but
Does it?
still. It's frame perfect. You should always go for it, but it's not that big of a deal. We call it, at least I call it the benstephens drop, because Ben found it.
And Eraxis lagging a bit out on the stream, but that's okay. We can still see what's going on.
His timer is fine, so that means that it's the capture card fault.
Okay.
Never mind, it's fixed.
Yeah, it's fixed. We just needed to point it out.
Right, Ben making sure that Thief Girl doesn't get scared by enemies.
Ooh, that rat.
Right, can
That's
he
the
get
troll
the cool setup?
No, that
Apparently
bomb
I'm
is
the
way
only-
too hard.
Apparently I'm the only one that knows how to actually do this setup. You just have the left wall and place a bomb down right away and then just go to the right.
Oh.
Eraxis was close.
Oh, close.
And now for another
Yeah.
cool, not bosky skip, because it's right here. But you can turn around like that instead of going to the platform. It's a little faster.
And Ben being slightly ahead right now, but Eraxis has more HP, which could prove to be useful because, yeah, he gets HP there anyways. So this boss isn't really that difficult because his hits doesn't do any damage at all. But
I mean, they do 1 heart of damage, but usually you have way more health than you need.
yeah,
And you want to tank hits anyway.
yeah,
Ooh,
the
that
hammer
was...
is.
Oh no, I don't like this. When Starline goes on this pattern instead of going down right or up
Okay.
left, it's
He
way
did do the spin attack at least.
worse. Yeah, he has good energy, so it didn't even matter. Bad energy for Eraxis,
Oh,
and doesn't
bad
get the first
energy.
hit. So that's gonna be a perfect stall line for Ben, but Eraxis doesn't even have stamina for a quick kill.
Yeah. Okay, do you know if these players do the alternate or OG trial skip?
Both do alternate,
Okay.
as far as I know. Alright,
So-
we can got the difference. This is 118.11 for Ben, exiting the boss room.
Yeah.
And it's 118.26 for Eraxis. So that's 15 seconds. That's very, very close. Both are
Yeah.
gonna get the hard container, most likely.
And Eraxis is actually on a crazy PB pace.
Yeah, he can PB and lose the race. Amazing.
That's
It'd be tragic, but still.
yeah.
Alright, so
But he can also PB and win the race.
yeah, if Ben dies. So the reason to do Thief's Guide at last is that you get this Sandrod here, and the Sandrod is gonna override the other casting that is here, which gives you the Triforce. So the Sandrod is basically the Triforce, and now they're gonna take it away from us. Except we still have the Triforce, so we can go to Laurel Castle right away, which is convenient because it's right here.
And I guess both of these players will save before.
Eraxis may not save. Usually, if I'm on a race, I always want to save here because
Yeah.
dying to Ganon is super easy. But if you're on PvP pace, you
Yeah,
really
if
want
you're on
to
PvP
end
phase,
it.
you shouldn't really save.
And if Ben saves here and Eraxis doesn't, I think he's ahead.
And I think it's a yeah. Okay, Ben didn't
Ben
save.
doesn't save. He's the absolute madman. He's going. Okay, Eraxis, do it. Don't save.
Don't save.
Do not save. There we go.
He doesn't save.
All right.
Both madmen right here.
Monster part of
Oh,
Doom, not a single one.
Doesn't get any monster part. Shame about that monster guts earlier.
You know what that means, right?
Ben is in monster
without-
partless.
No, with a monster parts, Eraxis would be 5 minutes behind only.
Yeah, that's right. If he didn't get any monster parts, he would actually be ahead, I think.
Not really. It's 5 seconds ish per monster part.
Yeah, and he has 2 more. So 10. Oh, yeah, he would be 5 seconds behind. Yeah.
Ben already has 1. Right. Trials. 9 minutes of absolutely nothing. And by nothing I mean get into one trial, and then you can trial skip, because of course.
Okay. Alternate trial skip was found semi-recently. It uses the big bomb in order to repel you up on the wall. It's more lineup than timing, so you can use all the time you need for it.
I think that's it.
And yeah, Ben gets it. But
Don't fall down now. He's gonna take it easy.
yeah, if Eraxis also gets this quick, then it's still anyone's game, because Yuganon can decides to be.
He's taking a while to set up. He doesn't trust it. Oh, he was late on the slash.
That could be it. Unfortunate.
Yep, that's
But
very
Ben could
likely a
die.
race for Ben.
Ben could die.
All right, Yuganon hits like a truck, so if you are not careful enough like that, you can get very destroyed. Ben, don't do that! Ben, no!
Oh no, Ben! No!
Ben,
No!
don't do that.
Why did I curse this?
The thing is that you want to be
Oh
very
my
aggressive
god.
against Yuganon, or else
Ben,
you
no.
are gonna get super destroyed.
Ooh,
Alright, Eraxis gets it. Half a heart. He can get 6 hearts before Yuganon. He's still on PvP pace, I think. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
As long as Ben doesn't die, so this is his race.
I can't take this. It's so close. It's so easy to die on Yuganon, especially if you just have 2 hearts. Ooh.
Basically, any hit from
Ben-
Yuganon is gonna destroy you. Alright.
Ben has
he's
to be
32
really
hits
safe
in.
right now, so if Eraxis can be a bit more risky, he can actually take this.
Ben gets the money down. Basically, hit him with an arrow, so he reappears and does this particular attack. Eraxis, don't do that to me!
No! I think this is the closest erase yet.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, but like,
Oh,
you
God.
can still die on Yuganon.
Ooh,
like,
okay. He gets lucky on the trajectory of that.
yeah.
Oh no, that's a lol in chat. That means what I think it means, probably. Please don't.
No, Ben, don't.
Oh, that
no.
hit
I am in
Aw.
Eraxis. No.
Ouch, that hitbox. You don't
I'm
want
on
to go.
PB pace. No, Eraxis.
You don't want to go clockwise to avoid that attack. Always go counterclockwise,
Yeah.
or else you get hit. So, ouch.
But if Ben dies,
Alright, the Eraxis can still win.
if Ben
here.
dies,
If Ben fills a single tennis.
yeah, it's don't give up, Eraxis. If Ben like that tennis does do 2 hearts of damage. And like, what items does he need? He needs the bow and the bombs. He doesn't need anything else, I think. If he does,
and hookshot. He needs 2 rupees to get everything.
yeah, but
Will he do it?
he doesn't really need the hookshot.
He needs the hookshot to line up ATS.
Yeah, but I mean, he doesn't really need to use ATS.
Is he willing to? Oh,
Okay, it
Ice Rod.
seems
That's
like-
a bad idea. That's
Ice
a terrible
Rod?
idea.
What? Why did he?
Oh, he's going for... He's going for the thing. He forgot how to get the bow, or still doesn't know how to. I don't know. Just talk to Ravi on the left, and then you can rent it.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see if Ben dies here. Or he gets the race.
I
He's
think
taking
he
it safe.
gets, yeah, it's taking it safe.
Alright, unless he gets hit by birds. This is pretty much it. This
Does he go for the swag arrow? He does not.
Alright, Eraxis is gonna enter this with only 3 hearts. I wasn't say 4, but it's now 2, thanks to that.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Alright.
Yeah, okay. This is Ben's last possible spot of dying. He went into the wall super early. Does he have stamina enough to...
What a coward. Look at this guy.
Look at this guy. Dude. And he calls himself a god gamer.
Go back to OT3. And match B.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Pretty fast. Third tennis. Oh, Eraxis already stopped his timer, which probably means that he didn't forfeit. But it doesn't matter because Ben gets the final shot. And he's gonna get the third place in the tournament.
Let's cheer Eraxis on so he can finish this. And why did he?
He doesn't have the ball. He doesn't know how to get the ball.
But oh yeah, he's going to use the bomb for everything. Okay.
I have to teach him how to actually get the ball after this.
Yeah, he needs what?
He knows how to do it at least. This is the piece of knowledge that basically eliminated Rom or gave him a way worse seed, not knowing that you can just go do that. Alright.
You should just do this, just get it. Look at Eraxis now, just going to beast it first try.
And Ben just needs to go up, interact with the Triforce.
Look at this first try.
Wish for Laurel.
Okay.
Nope. Wish for Laurel to go back to its former self. And basically just type .done.
Yeah, and also just to explain the trick that Eraxis is doing right now, it's a 1-frame trick, and you do it on the sort of let go of a button, so it's not a button press, it's a button release 1 frame.
Yep.
And it seems like Eraxis is forfeiting.
Yeah, he forfeited. So, hi Ben.
Hey, just wanted to keep you guys. Just wanted to keep you guys at home at the edge of your seat.
Yeah, sure. Don't worry, Eraxis also got very destroyed by you guys.
I hate this fucking game. That was so close, I guess.
You were close to PB, so
I kind of
also amazing.
I kind of wasn't really like paying. Like I had a pretty decent run, but I kind of wasn't like paying too much attention the whole time. I was kind of just using muscle memory and stuff. And so then I pulled up the stream like right when I left Thieves' hideout, and I'm like, oh wow, it's really close.
And you've decided to not save, right?
I didn't save. I wouldn't have saved anyways.
Eraxis didn't save either, but he was on PB pace, so it's more justified.
Yeah, I was just like 3-minute PB pace.
Yeah, it was definitely a pretty amazing PB if you hadn't died.
Yeah. I don't know how I can still die in Uganda.
Yeah, you and me both. Well, I mean,
yeah, Ben got
right at the beginning
destroyed at the start.
Oh man, I got hit by like the first 2 attacks or something. It's just like
I don't know how it touched me with the charging, the big attack. The
you were going on the incorrect position, or you were going clockwise. If you want to not get hit by the stab, you should always go counterclockwise.
I always go counterclockwise, and I like never get hit by him, except for that one time. But I know what I did wrong.
That stab is the worst attack that you're gonna have by far. It hurts so much. 5 hearts.
And yeah, and the hitbox is out for so long.
It
So, yeah.
says, is it? No, it's 6 hearts.
No, it's 5.
Yeah, it's 5.
Are you sure?
Normal stats are 3. The spin is, or the speed throw is 4, and the stab is 5.
Yeah, when I began the speedrun, I thought that was 6, but I realized that was 5 and not 6 one day. I don't know.
Oh,
why.
okay.
It's still very bad. Basically, with the ideal skipping every single hard route, you would only go there with no hearts to take that stab and die in one hit. So yeah, it was pretty close overall. Pretty much, both of you didn't have any weird things. Ben struggled a little on Distant Palace, and Eraxis struggled a little on Tower Hera. No, actually, Eraxis got the first try. I lied. It was Ben who struggled.
I struggled at Hera.
Yeah, so that was that put Eraxis ahead at the start and going into Laurel.
Yeah.
But I don't remember when you catched up, but pretty much when you went into Thieves, you were about 20 minutes ahead.
Yeah, and then
But
Ben
20 minutes.
Seconds.
yeah, Ben, you struggled a bit at Desert Palace.
Oh right,
I
that's
think.
one of them.
Desert Palace, yeah, I couldn't get the fire rod boost. I lost like 30 seconds there. It was really stupid.
You both got the Bosky Skippy in Swamp. Eraxis struggled a little bit on the first clip, but the rest was pretty much perfect. And Ben got it first try, which was cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
Go.
No, yeah, was.
I was just gonna say it was a good race. It was a shame you had that death at the end because that would have been really cool if it had finished so close.
And it would have been a PV, so pretty nice. Oh, also Eraxis failed first try on ATS, but he was already about 15 seconds behind at that point.
And like 10 of
So-
those seconds were due to monster parts.
So assuming that both of the random fights were nice or decent at least, it would have been still pretty close, but it would have won to Ben.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I got
nerves were pretty
I got really good Yuganon luck. I didn't play it very well because I was scared because I got hit by like the first 2 attacks. But I only got 1 set of lasers. It was really good.
You merged into the wall right away on the burst, and that's a shame. You shouldn't. You should never do that. What kind of gamer does that?
He hit me with a swipe, and it was because I was barely too close to him, and then he hit me with the spear, which I know what I did wrong. I just reacted very poorly.
I had a perfect party room in Skull. That was the best part of the run.
Yeah, that was amazing. Ben technically got a pretty fast party room as well, but he got hit like 3 times.
I got hit twice. It was a little crusty, but it worked. I got it.
We didn't see any school bus and in this particular race, which is nice.
Oh, I forgot to equip the tornado rod before Knuckle Master, and I let him like punch the shit out of me. That was the dumbest thing.
Yeah, but it was
I
so
can't
weird that
believe
you got it. It was so weird.
I
Oh, when I-
didn't watch that.
When I did get it, I didn't think that was
Yeah.
weird. I went a little late, but it didn't look that weird to me.
I feel like he hit you so much. It was like,
What are the points of the run where I guess Eraxis Green X was very, very bad. He didn't really want to cooperate in any way.
You agree? And Jemazor was not so good.
I mean, Gemasaur was better than Ben's.
I had a bad Gemison. What are you talking about? He just kept running away from me. He never attacked me once. He just kept running.
And he
It was
enraged,
awful.
but not on Eraxis' screen, so it was faster in that regard. But yeah, his greenness was way worse. The kind of greenness that goes to one weird corner and you don't know what to do.
Okay. I had a pretty good Grinix, I thought. It was not the best I've ever had, but it was pretty good.
So yeah, you're gonna win with a 126-44 or 43 in your splits apparently, and Eraxis with a forfeit. So, oops. Yeah. But that's gonna give you the 3rd place in this tournament. Congrats!
Congratulations!
Woohoo! Now I only have to do commentary one more time, and I can move on.
Maybe 2.
Ah!
Maybe 3 even.
Maybe 3. Probably only 2.
Ah!
Be that guy. We'll see. We all want to wrap up this tournament. It has been going for long enough. Even if these last races have been pretty nice, except the ones that you die early and then you are a bust. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I think I've died in more of these matches than I haven't. It's been really bad.
It's the curse of limiting walls. You always die at some place in races.
It's so dumb.
When we had
That's
weekly
a
races,
bad thing. That's a bad thing of this speedrun.
when we had weekly races, that was very commonplace. Dying before getting 10 rupees at the first split was super common actually.
Yeah. That's the first time it's happened to me yesterday in like a really long time. And most of the time I lost from it was from me having no idea how to handle it. I should have just reset from saving at Link's house, but I didn't. Or not even reset. I should have just like... No, I should have. I should have just reset.
That's a past run, so whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's gonna be our bronze match. So congrats to Ben for winning. Congrats to Eraxis for having a pretty close race either way, despite the very unfortunate death. You can easily PP looking at how you were doing this race, so keep at it. Get a 124 and beat me, so I want to beat you.
Yeah, I was happy to be on a 3-minute PB pace, but I died. I always died when I have a big PB.
That happens a lot. It's super common because Uganon is such a hard boss in general.
Yeah.
I'd like to congratulate both Ben and Eraxis for making it to the end of the tournament. GG's to both of you. And also big shout out to Redmond and ADS for doing commentary today. It's been a pleasure working with all of you. So thank you very much. It's been my honor to work with you. I'm just going to give a quick shout out for stuff that's going on tonight. So at 10 p.m. UTC, 6 p.m. EDT, we're having a link to the past randomizer cross-world Key Sanity qualification race number 14, and also the Ocarina of Time randomizer North American Accessible. And that's it. So if
finals, I guess we could talk about that.
Oh yes, yeah. If you want to talk to the finals, please do, because I know they haven't been scheduled.
Yeah, we have to schedule it. Finals is gonna be Ideas against me.
Yeah.
It's supposed to, or we wanted it to start tomorrow, but tomorrow is super crowded in the schedule, so I don't know if that's gonna happen. We'll see. We should probably talk it out as soon as possible. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a best of 3, so we need even more slots.
Yeah, usually,
I think I have nothing else to add.
Yeah, usually during the week, there's a lot more availability.
Yeah, we'll try to find some slot.
Okay.
So, as I was saying, I don't think I have anything else to add. Anyone else want to say something?
Nope.
Well, thanks everyone for joining us tonight. And have a good day, evening, morning, wherever you are. Take care. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
See ya.